welcome to the Magicians After Show. Today we're talking about Episode 2, Heroes and Morons. The quest begins.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey! So, this video is not quite as cool as the song sounds, just forewarning if you
Or
look
it
it up.
could be done ironically. That's my
Yeah, it
theory.
could be really funny. We're only watching a tiny bit of
theory.
it. Anyway, you're not here for the music video. You're here for the Magicians After Show. Today we're talking about Episode 2, Heroes and Morons. And yay, finally the quest is like really starting. I mean, they kind of started last week, but now they're going. They're moving.
They were assigned the quest,
Yes.
and now it's beginning. This was
like,
all the
and we go.
pre-prep before the D&D campaign begins.
Yes.
It's like all that boring crap you have to set up before you
Yeah.
actually
My God,
Exactly.
no worse. No one warned you about that. You just think it's going to be a
Character
fun
creation part.
quest. You're like, no, bitch, there's work before you get started.
Ready, we're go. And yeah, that stuff. But my name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane. And go down the line of the awesome panelists here.
What up, y'all? My name's Ty Matthews. Y'all can find me on all forms of social media at Ty Matthews PMA.
Wow. I feel like you're having a wrestler come out and just slapping the mat, ready to go. I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique and every week at blackgirlnerds.com.
So in this video, for this music song video thing, they get older. It becomes really interesting. Hi, I'm Adrian Snow. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Adrian.
It's deeper than we initially
You
thought.
see?
Got distracted by the
You
cheap
see?
TNA.
Yes.
Anyways,
Well, starting our story.
We should probably tell them what that song is.
Yes, this is called It's a Trip by Joywave. It is listenable, hearable in the orgy scene, which we will talk about shortly.
Yes. But speaking of stories, we have story time. How much did you guys love the art at the beginning? I loved it. I thought it was really
It
cool.
was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
lovely. It's super pretty.
Neat way to change it up, give us some info.
It reminded me a little of the season 2 finale, and it kind of begun in this sort of unconventional kind of method.
Also super exciting to be getting into the lore of Fillory. This is my favorite part of Harry Potter is the stories within the stories, the stories that make up the people in the world. It's just such a great story building tactic and it's fun. I hope we get more of it.
yeah, we get into the beginnings of magic, and I'm excited to see like you don't like that part?
No, it's no.
Okay.
That was my agreeing voice.
Yeah. No, I'm excited to see the introductions of the Titans. If Prometheus is a hint at that.
That's true.
Old gods.
We get the hint at the After Island, the blank book, and like what perils await everybody. And then we have Josh's cute line that the quests are not solo ops. And we were talking about it a little bit before, and I agree. I want the team to get together sooner. We were a little like we don't want them apart because it's fun when they're together.
Yeah.
They feed off each other well.
Exactly, they're so good. So speaking of Josh, we have Q, Julia, and Josh at the beginning. They're trying to look for Mayakovsky because they feel he's the one who he has the batteries. Make you a scene, and you just find him on YouTube.
Can I pause this for a second? So they got the clock. What does that mean? What are they? I know what the clock is, but where does it hold magic
Transportation
still?
to Fillory.
No, it's just once they have
Just
magic,
transportation.
they can use it as a way
As
to
a
get to
door.
Fillory.
Copy. So they use battery to power the clock to get to Fillory.
Exactly.
Bet.
Yep.
Also, and we've never heard of Castle at the End of the World or After Island is the island that
We hear about it
We
at the
mentioned
end
that
of last episode.
But
And
Castle, no.
The story.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which one we heard of, and then I thought for a minute that maybe one of the islands they were talking about in the book is one of the islands that.
That's the island that Elliot goes to.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. Good. On the same page. Just wanting to make sure.
Yeah. Then we have the Hedgewig Bar and the Misha. It's Joe, Russia, Bear. Nice, like their deduction.
That bear is a dick is my favorite line
Yeah.
so far.
So that bear was
Like that's how we know.
The way they broke up all the points. Point 1, I was like, this is so great.
Then we hop over to Fillory, and we have they're gonna have the ship, the Muntjac, and they're going to collect taxes, quote unquote. How do we think of that lie? What do we think of it?
the lie.
Brilliant.
Well, they're gonna collect taxes, so the ferry doesn't know what they're doing.
I don't know. I felt like for as much as the fairy's known so far, I feel like she would be able to see right through that
You'd
pretty
think.
easily.
Well, okay, but they're for real out of money. So,
That's true.
So that's, and and you do need money to try to keep your kingdom going. It's a very human system to work off of.
Sure. But we had,
Where's the hole? I'm just looking for the hole.
I feel like we had worked so hard to establish that the fairies could not be so easily deceived in episode 1.
Well, I don't
when
think...
they knew instantly exactly what he was trying to do to them last time.
I don't think they're being deceived. I think it's something where they're playing a long game and they understand that, you know, they're still, Elliot and Margot are still king and queen. And so there's certain things that they say to their people, and the fairies kind of want to just oversee things and pull the reins when they can. So
well, and on top of that, they throw the largest possible wrench into the plan, which is not just that I'm sending a scout, but hey, it's potentially your aged up daughter, which, true or not, here's your crazy wife is gonna love this.
Right, exactly.
Like, and you have to take your wife?
Log petting,
yeah,
log
it's
burping
basically
wife.
sending a distraction for Elliot, so
Yes.
that, but even though they end up being helpful in the end, but
Right.
like calling her frail human, and
Yes.
then being like,
Oh
P.S.
my
it's your daughter,
God.
P.S. we call her Frey.
No big deal.
That's my voice coming back through me. But no, I thought it was very perceptive on the Fairy Queen's part, but we'll see what happens.
Do we think she actually is their daughter?
I
We're
mean,
undecided.
I loved how they talked about the trope of aging people overnight.
Yeah.
It's very much like a soap opera trope to do, where all of a sudden Samantha's child from last year is now
Saw it
16.
in Gotham.
But Samantha has not aged. So I watched Days of Our Lives, yes. But I would like to think that they would just be like, we're going to put this pun in and then also just still make her the actual daughter. But it would be savvier, I think, to actually not make her the daughter.
Right.
2 points to make. One, yes, absolutely. Would prefer either A, not be the daughter, or they throw me another twist I did not see coming. I hope it's not so straightforward. It's Magicians, it's probably not. Her mannerisms are very Elliot. Like, tone of voice, complete dismissal, that kind of very close guardedness. So I'm curious if she's not their daughter, if, like, has she studied then? Does she, like, what is her objective then, other than to report back to her queen? Although she did seem very genuinely eager, and she does seem human. We haven't seen fairies do a lot of morphing into other things here.
Sure.
I don't think traditionally fairies are able to morph or turn into other things. So it'll be interesting. We'll see. Also, Renji, I appreciate your bear emoji, purple eggplant emoji. It made my whole life, and I plan to use it with the gays. So,
By the way, we do have a live chat, so if you are watching this with us live, thank you so much. We have the chat up, and if you're watching it later, please comment down below, because we love to hear your thoughts on the episode as well. Carmen, good point. Babies are plot poison most of the time.
Yes.
Yeah, though Winona Earp does a really good job of it.
Dawn. Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Right.
Yes. That was
Ruined
true.
everything.
Renji, yes. Loved it when Elliot and Margot pointed out the cliche, practically Deadpool level fourth wall break.
I feel like we're gonna be getting a lot of those. We're gonna be getting a lot of
the show
meta.
is so smart. Like
I mean,
that.
they started the nerd conversation in episode 1. I'm hoping it just never stops. I'm hoping every episode we get deep cut
I was like,
references.
thanks for spoiling Battlestar
No,
for
see,
people who are super late to Battlestar.
They kind of no.
No, they
You're
told
like,
us
no,
early.
that's too much.
I read the subtitles. I was like, oh, okay, she's a sleeper agent. Good to know that.
Well, shit.
It's my
Girl,
bad for
whoops.
being a decade behind.
It's all right. I stopped like at 4 when they went in the split season.
Don't
But
spoil it anymore.
I didn't spoil anything. They did a split season in 4. That's all.
Okay.
They just did like Vikings. We did a halfway break, and you're like, why?
I feel like we're those
okay.
annoying
Anyways.
people who are like, no, never talk about it.
No, I'm not.
Tune in
Don't
next
worry.
week to the Battlestar Galactica after show.
We're
Guys,
nerds, just like the
we're
people in the show.
talking Edward James
All right.
Olmos.
So actually, though,
I wish.
speaking of weird things, though, we have that construction dude, and what do we think that is?
Oh, it's the Libra.
Is it the lamprey?
No, yeah.
The
Libra.
lamprey?
It's the little child we saw from last season that Alice killed that part of her, but there's still more to her, and that part
Bruh.
possessed
Okay.
him.
Yeah. It was very.
It was very
interesting
much
how it.
Invasion of the body
invaded
snatchers. Like, the one with Donald Sutherland.
I was going to say Donald Sutherland.
That, like, sucks onto the...
Yeah,
y'all don't know nothing about that 90s.
You should watch the original and skip that 90s.
Yeah, it was really bad, but still, it was terrifying for a 5-year-old me.
Who let you watch that at 5?
My father.
Love.
Obviously. Why do you think I'm on this panel right now?
Yeah, I got Starship Troopers at 4.
Yay.
I feel you.
Oh, boy.
So we got Q, Julia, Josh, and Katie. They bring her in because they're trying to do their research or find
Katie
stuff.
is pissed. She
Well,
has not forgotten.
Yeah, well, they're like, well, you
That's
can
fair.
help Penny. Come on, girl.
I mean, it was a season-long arc of hunting down Richard /
Renard.
And so I feel her. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that was her whole season arc last year.
Right.
And
The
she's
quest will take-
We've
not
had a
gonna do
whole
it.
year to kind of forgive
Yeah.
Julia for that.
Well, also, Julia made the right call if you want to think about it. Like, what you did not need was 2 pissed off gods, okay?
that's true.
Look
that.
at what one did.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's why she has magic now, is because she did
yeah.
not kill Reynard, and because of what Persephone gave her a little bit of.
Cool. We were talking
know,
about
I
that last
still-
week of why we think she still has it. So you'll go more with she's God touched.
Got touched by either Reynard or by
Yeah.
Persephone. Yeah, it's one
Yeah.
or the other.
Sure.
It's very possible. I still think that girl worked her ass off to learn magic when she didn't have anything.
Well,
And I
there's-
wonder if it's a little bit of just herself.
There's something in the
Some
book
people
about
in the
that,
chat in the comments were like, especially because the book's a little bit different too. Which this is about the show, not the book. And I started with the book, and it started being so different that I'm like, I'll come back to it later. Because we've had some people comment, which thank you though for reaching out about that. So we find out about the other girl Maya Coffey was with at the bar, Emily. Throwback to her coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Right.
missed Crazy Emily.
Crazy
She
Emily.
is so nutty, but she is
Yes.
fun.
And they got married, and the
Lord.
questioning.
The ring was too big.
Emily has
That's how you knew it wasn't thought out. I was like, that ring's way too big.
Emily needs to have some self-respect.
Poor girl.
You do not.
Yes.
You do not want to marry this man that literally derailed your entire life. Oh,
Yeah.
girl.
She's been drunk for a week.
You don't have to do
She
it.
in her right mind.
What was that thing she said about how he broke the pact?
Oh, because he he had to. Oh, actually, that I don't know. I know it was he was able to leave, but I don't know what the pact
Yeah, what was that about?
There was another
I
line.
thought maybe that tied into Lipson.
Leave comment down below or join us in live chat what that pact was. That's a good question. Because for some of us, I'm like, I didn't get a chance to rewatch last season or so, and then you go, wait, what?
I actually kind of randomly ended up watching it.
Oh,
like
nice.
during Christmas.
It's on Netflix if you need to tell your friends to join this wonderful show, this
Yeah.
fandom. Then there's another woman at the bar, the mystery woman. Were we surprised when we find out who that person later is?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I really didn't have any bets
Yeah.
on who it might be.
I saw a trailer where they featured her, so I knew when he got up to the roof that it's that professor.
Yeah.
I did not think that she was having a relationship with Mayakovsky, who lives in Antarctica.
Right.
I like that she is the brains behind.
I was about to say that,
Yes.
but kudos to making her the brains.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I feel like I have like professor blindness when it comes to this show. Like I feel like we've seen like 7 professors, and I couldn't name one of them.
Well, it's her.
I remember her.
And then the blonde one that flirted with Penny last year.
So for other people who have
Oh,
professor
she was like the
blindness,
advisor. I thought she was more like an advisor.
No, she's the one who comes through and like she teaches, but she also was the one
Wait,
who came
what's the
through and
one-
told Penny he had cancer.
Yeah.
She's
Well,
the
there's the
who
one he flirted with.
Oh, the blonde one, but she's also a teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
But
Right,
technically,
her.
we've only seen 4, including Dean Fogg and that guy who died.
I was
in
gonna
the
say
very
there's
first
somebody
episode.
who died. Yeah.
and the
Oh, in the
sexy
And
very,
lady-
very first
Mayakovsky,
one.
so 5.
Yeah.
We've
Wait,
only
wasn't
seen
there
5
was the lady
professors.
the dean was sleeping with?
But
she was
not a
teacher.
professor anymore.
That's right. Okay.
Good point.
Ex-professor.
So there's
Well,
actually not that many teachers
That we've
Very
actually
cool.
seen. Yeah. But yeah, go her for being the one who's like behind it all and smart enough to know that this day would come. I'd be curious how she knew this day would come. We didn't really get into the how
it's
did
just
you
like
know?
The end of the world's gonna come someday. We don't know.
She made it sound a little bit more like she had a better
We just made up
timeline.
She had it
Yeah.
pinned down on
She
a
knew
calendar.
it.
You
in
know,
her
it's like those
lifetime.
people who are super prepared for earthquakes.
Was she the one who was doing predictions? Because we definitely had a teacher who was like doing premonitions and things.
Then that would make more sense that she would know more specifically that it was coming,
so.
like, within their lifetime.
So it seems like a very chaotic situation as to how we lost magic. Like, who was predicting that Quentin was going to piss off and kill a god?
You know.
Right.
If you think about how they've been through I don't know. That's reaching. Never mind. I was going to say something about the time loop. Actually, yeah. You could think about,
at this point, nothing's reaching, really.
Well, like how they were in the loop for 40 times and how certain people were aware of the loop.
Oh,
and,
sure.
I like
the
that.
possibility that
true.
one of the ways out was to kill a god and, like, what that would mean.
But didn't the time loop close after they killed...
Yes.
Umber?
The time loop
loop's
closed
closed.
after Jane died.
Yes.
Which is why the last one we saw was
right.
had to be the last one.
Okay, cool.
But that's not to say we only know that Dean was aware of the loop, but that's not to say that maybe other professors had an idea.
Then we
Reaching.
get an Emily call back, and she had the other battery, and then your friend came to get it, and for a second I actually thought it was Alice. And then
Yeah, I think that's what we all kind of thought.
oh,
and then-
Katie. Yes, of course, because
Right.
she's saving Penny. And I'm
Right.
like, oh, yeah, that's sad. And him dying. And we're not quite to predictions, but do we think with that magic she can actually do something with the book she has?
Yeah.
I mean, it would surprise me if she couldn't at least... Well, it's twofold because it's magic. Like, it'll
bite her in the butt.
Definitely bite her. But the thing
Yeah.
is, it doesn't seem to be very self-centered. I mean, she's trying to save the guy she likes a lot, but also... It's like not so.
It's
not
a monkey's
super
paw
self-serving.
situation. Like,
Yeah.
she might save him, but at what cost?
Well,
Yes.
it's also like
And then
that.
what kind of life can he lead? Because he's still a librarian.
Yep.
Essentially.
Right.
They do that whole episode.
Although,
Actually, wait. Do you know?
So many things are happening.
Wait, sorry, we talked about this last week. They mentioned that travelers aren't exactly human.
oh, that's right.
Did you catch
they
that
kind of
line
hinted
last
at
week?
that.
Oh.
And then
No, I
if,
didn't catch that.
When Penny was tied up in Homeboy's
Yeah.
basement, what have you, Penny heavily implied like, different things can present themselves as human before kind of Mama went out of there.
Yeah.
Via
I thought he
teleportation.
just did that just to freak him out, just so he can get the book and then run.
It could be. But all.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I think there's something about just the fact that this is kind of a spin-off, in a sense, of Harry Potter, that any of the magicians aren't necessarily human.
Right. I guess
Sure.
it depends on your definition
That's
of
true.
human.
Yep.
Magic practicing humans.
What was I going to say, though?
Yeah.
Shit.
But what I'm wondering,
I'll come back.
Sorry.
we'll come back to that hopefully. What I'm wondering is if Penny, quote unquote, dies and is brought back somehow, does that nullify his librarian
Contract?
duty?
Oh, that'd be nice. Like if there's a way to kill him and bring him back.
Right.
Because they said if you were living or dead. Because that was the whole point, was that they're like, well, we know you've died before, so that's why it's like living or dead.
Oh,
Oofa doofa.
good memory.
We tried it.
Oh, my beans.
It was worth thinking about.
Yeah.
We go,
I also watched like season 1 and 2 like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that special. Go ahead.
No. So then we have Elliot and Pick. He's just so adorable.
Tick, tick, tick,
Oh
tick.
yeah, Tick.
Tick, pick, pick.
Pick or Tick, right?
No, it's tick.
They call him Pick too.
Yeah.
on the
I don't
subs.
think they do.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Tick?
I saw tick.
Yeah, they called him Tick this episode.
Well, Pickwick if they just short it. Well, either way.
We got that.
That
Tick
dude
Pickwick.
Got it.
works with
Friend
him.
of the show.
Yes, and the Moonjack, and it's a boat made out of sentient trees.
First of all, sit up.
Yeah.
Second of all, 3 score. Had to look it up. So curious. Never knew what it was. Score is just 20. So it's 3 times 20. You guys are smart. Okay, I didn't know. I had to
I just
look it
remember
up.
when we learned that in like 10th grade.
No one ever informed me. So 60 people can be on this boat.
And I do like,
It's
I
like
like
the
that
TARDIS.
because
Like that's big on the
because
inside.
of the sentient trees and the heartwood, it has a personality of its
Yes.
own. So when Tick
I
is
like
trying
that.
to think of the word,
Yes.
Oh
love
my
Tick
god.
so
It's
much.
the ass
trench,
ass ditch.
the ass grave, the ass ditch.
Oh, no, asshole.
There we go.
So good.
Oh my god.
Rizwan Manji, there we go. Shout out.
I'm
to
looking
him.
forward to the boat throwing a temper tantrum.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm curious how often this boat has been used. That it's like I can do my job. This is what I've been built to do. That it's
Right.
excited, like you know, it's like a service dog. Like that's their job.
Right.
They're excited
Well, it's
to do their
ancient,
purpose.
and we do know that all the kings that have tried to get
drowned.
over there have drowned.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't surprise me if the boat's like, look, I've done this and it does not work. Follow me.
And they mentioned that it's happy to see them, so
Yeah, it's
that's
happy.
what kind of made me think
With
that.
the Emerald lacquered, which we get like 3 lines from him.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
He's the Black Canadian actor that's in everything.
Awesome.
I was gonna say I recognized him.
Because
Yeah.
he's in everything. He was in Eureka for a bit. He's usually always a soldier or a sergeant. Think about
Apparently
it.
There you
has
go.
that look.
Think about all the shows you know that shoot in Canada. You've seen him.
There's a lot of them.
Except for CW shows because
Well, a
he's
lot
too
of
old. But
A lot of sci-fi shows shoot in Canada.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope we have more of him because I thought he was an interesting character. And then speaking of another character, we have I wrote it down. Bingle. When I first thought they called
Captain
him
Singh from The
Bingo.
Flash.
Bingo.
I'm like,
the mute
bingo.
swordsman
Yeah.
bingo.
Bingle.
And the swordsman, who's interesting. That I'm like, I hope we get more because you can actually have a lot of character development with somebody who doesn't talk too.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
I was
We'll see.
wondering why Captain Singh had grown a beard. I talked about this earlier. And now I know why.
Now
Because
you
he's
know.
doing double duty on The Flash and The Magicians. I'm proud of you, actor. Make that money, okay?
no, and it's nice when you see characters and actors that you've seen on other show, and you're like, oh yeah, you're on this one that I love too.
And then even the Father Joe.
Okay,
Father
Poe.
Poe, yeah.
Poe, he played some crazy metahuman like season 2 of The Flash.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what you recognized.
Yeah, I was like, well, at first I
uh,
thought he was the Niffin priest, and then when he came up, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Margot and Elliot with their little pep talk, and what's the difference between a hero and a moron? One
that was
dumb
beautiful.
decision. And shout out to Margot of that little lip quiver. I felt it. I was like, no. Like, she's not going to show emotion. Because it's like, no, she can't. Needs to be her strong diva self.
Their love is real,
But
and her
yes.
eye patches just keep getting better. The black lace with the gold
Yes.
over it was wonderful.
She does seem pretty infatuated with Bingle. Do we think that'll come back?
Oh,
at
yeah,
some
she was
point?
checking him out.
yeah,
She's
for
like,
sure.
hey.
She also said she hadn't had sex in 2 months. So.
Also that.
Yeah.
Also
She was
that.
She's
starting to
kinda-
sound
And
like
now
when-
she's nerdy because she hasn't had sex, apparently. She's like,
What are you trying to say?
That is not a thing
I
you
know,
can turn
right?
on and off with
well,
sex.
she could say that, but it's like, hey, now, yeah.
You've been watching
suppose.
Battlestar before you got here.
Yeah,
girl.
That's true. Yeah,
I
we saw
see
your
you.
whole
And
conversation last
she
week.
read the books of Game of
That
Thrones.
was when
And
you were
she
getting regular
told Elliot to read Game of
Yes.
Thrones.
So you
And he
was
just read
always
the
on
cliff
there.
notes,
And
pretty
Harry
much.
Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you.
Then we find out about the strange magic going around town. Did we have any theories of what was going on? But when they first started saying that, did you guys think of what we're
I
going to
thought
see?
this was someone trying to jumpstart magic by
okay.
going to like the roots of magic and trying to do like old spells and like very kind of classic magic. I was okay with what actually happened, but I was excited. I was like, oh man, maybe like a coven of rogue witches is like, nope, we got this. Don't worry about it. People in the park, have sex. Go.
Boom.
Yo, we got
are
this.
coming.
Everyone's fucking.
I was
Yeah.
a bit annoyed that she just decided to be like kind of wasteful with magic because she was pissed
Sure.
off at some dude.
Okay, let's define wasteful with magic though.
No.
'Cause
I'm not saying that it wasn't beautiful to see those kids, like see
And the
that
children.
dinosaur and all that kind of stuff.
But-
at the same time, like
Well, she even
magic
says it
no
herself.
longer exists.
Right. And when we're used to magic on the scale of like saving the goddamn universe, having some people have sex in a park and like having some kids see a dinosaur they drew is kind of small potatoes.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, she even says it herself that she's like, I hope he knows that I wasted the last of this because of him.
Yeah,
She
and
did
that's
say
the
that.
thing. That
Yeah.
I was like, don't be petty over no man. Like, okay, listen, Mayakovsky probably can't hit it that well. Okay, I'm just saying.
Girls,
like,
let's talk. We
Like,
we can
don't
curse
be
on this
wasting
show.
magic.
The
Please.
show
Absolutely.
catches.
Now that the show's
Fuckboys
uncensored.
Yeah, the show is
Now that the
uncensored.
show's uncensored. This show is uncensored.
Yeah.
So let's leave fuckboys alone in 2018.
Exactly.
Okay? What you
Don't
don't
be
need is a
fucking with the
Mayakovsky in your
fuckboys.
life. You don't need like a drunk dude who's gonna tell you what to do, take credit for all of your hard ass work, and then leave you for some new chick. Like this is ridiculous.
Some
like,
new chick whose life you already ruined.
Right,
Yes.
yeah. You're an educated professor, girl. Like you can have anybody. And she'll look good. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just saying.
Ridiculous. No fuckboys
She
2018.
definitely could have just. You know
And
what? I give
she's-
kudos to Emily for actually using the magic and being
Yes.
like, I'm gonna turn you into a bear.
Because this is all
Yeah.
you are.
And the only reason I didn't kill you is because you're my husband. But still, girl, divorce him, leave him as a bear, take him to the New York Zoo, and call it a day.
And the professor
Yes.
looks in, I'm like, she's intelligent, she's still attractive woman, like, there's nothing.
Oh shit!
I just got so.
Nailed it.
Damn, nabbit.
It is late.
That's why we have paper.
Anyway,
Now it's a party.
I was like, what's wrong with you? You can find somebody else.
Exactly. We're getting it's
party
late. you
Bear
guys.
with us for a moment, if you will. Oh, there's Steve. Steve, everybody. Steve, our valiant producer.
Yay.
There we go.
There we go.
It happens once a season, and you have to value it every time it comes around. It's
Well,
a
at least
magical
it's
moment.
just water.
Getting it out of the way right
And
up top.
other-
Right up top.
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in.
Oh yes, when I'm just looking at Carmen's comment when Julia was about to join the orgy.
Yes!
I was like,
get it,
yes,
girl.
Julia, have a healthy sexual experience.
Yes.
You need
Look,
this right
later,
now.
later.
But
later.
Now might not be the time.
I mean, not right then,
Literally any other
obviously.
time.
Well,
But
it's like any horror movie.
We
Well,
should
right
give
now
her
is good.
a healthy sexual
Yes,
moment.
I think we should. Oh, thank you, Renji. Yeah, never want a boy who doesn't want you. There you
Exactly.
go. Or lady, whatever your preference is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Amidst
All
our
right, so
sea of
where
paper
are we?
towels.
Oh, though on the ship it was interesting. I kind of felt bad for Fen when Frey was sleeping. That like how she really just wants to connect with this character who may or may not be her daughter, and asking Elliot like, "Don't you know? Don't you feel it?" And he's like, "I want to." And that was an interesting. Oh,
Saving it for predictions.
okay.
Oh boy.
But yeah, that was kind of like I felt bad for her. Like poor. Oh yeah. Like I feel bad for Fen if she's just going through so much and has been psychologically traumatized like no other.
Yeah, she's going through some shit right now.
I mean, she was burping a log. I was
yeah.
really concerned for my
She's
girl.
got no toes.
Very
She's
Yes.
got a
Peaks.
wooden foot.
Also,
Yeah.
I mean, you could get through life with a wooden foot. Many of our ancestors after wars had to do it. You
That's
know?
not a judgment. I'm just saying she's got a wooden foot and she's walking around carrying a log like it's her baby.
Yeah.
She's gone through some stuff.
right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree with you. I like. I have such mixed feelings. Like, 'cause on the one hand, I just want Finn to have like a normal life. Like, she deserves to just have a
course.
happy, peaceful
Yeah.
At
existence.
this point, yeah.
We've also felt bad for her to be with Elliot because Elliot isn't the most suitable partner for her.
I have started to change my mind on this.
Well, he's getting there. He's on an arc of his own.
We
He's
kind of
getting
talked
there.
about how
He's-
he may not be physically attracted
Yes.
to her, but he
He loves her.
he
has
doesn't
a-
have
an
romantic
affection
love for her,
Yes.
but he does have like grand platonic love for her. And
Yeah.
I think their relationship is really sweet in the like
It is.
arranged marriage kind of like, look,
true.
we didn't choose each other, but we found a way to like live together and create a home together.
Yeah.
I just want Finn to have all the things.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She deserves that. Give me the role.
Yes. Thank you, Carmen. Carmen's like, I think you guys need more paper towels. I know, right? It's
True words,
we're
Carmen.
sinking. It was the ship sinking, and we're like taking care of the water.
Gonna try and
I don't think that's.
You got it.
No.
You got it. Yeah, she did it. It's good.
But now we have a puddle.
Oh boy.
So,
There we go.
so we get to the After Island, and yes, we had the Father Poe. Did any of us believe the monster was real? Because we never really saw it. It was just this shadow thing.
No, definitely not. I was okay. I'll say this. I thought when they started talking about like the monster or something
Yeah.
like that, I thought this was gonna be like.
A quest?
I never.
Part of the quest?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
never saw The Village, but I'm gonna compare it to the
Oh,
Village
yeah.
movie I've never seen. I thought they were like gonna be referencing like something completely innocuous that like they thought was a monster, but really
Like it's
was
a fluffy
just,
bunny or something.
Yeah, some shit like that. Exactly. Exactly.
They don't
For someone
see
who's
it.
never seen The Village, you have pretty spot on. I mean, just
That's what
you
I
know.
gathered from Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious because I was like, okay, we don't see it. It's just this shadow something. It's the one dude out there. I just kind of wanted more information because later I'm like, yep, the monster's Poe. But we never really got why. I mean, he gets the power of taking over, but did we get ever like how this started? Why he kills?
I think it's kind of like when you get, it's like any kind of, if they set it up to kind of be like a commentary, and I don't know if they're even thinking this far, of like those leaders who just want the people to follow them, like the guy who made his entire group of congregation drink Kool-Aid and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Jones
it's
Town.
it's just mainly just to have that power and to have people who don't want to leave the island.
That's what I thought. Yeah. As soon as
Yes.
this guy found out that he could create this illusion magic, he's like, "Hang on a second,
Yeah.
I've got an idea."
46 years, 3 months, and 7 days without paying their taxes. I need this plan for my student loans.
And it's all like, I felt like the indictment of organized religion here was a little bit heavy-handed with like even the kind of tax exemption sort of allegory here.
I didn't even think of that. That's very
I didn't even think about that.
The show is smart. It sure is. Actually, a good point. Renji in the chat says Finn could probably deal with a sexless marriage, but not a loveless one.
No way. I feel like she would.
Well, I would hope Elliot would be like, you can hook up with someone else.
Right. Oh
I think
no.
he would give
Yeah.
her permission. It's like
He's
it's
not
okay
worried
because
about
he
that.
has.
He would. Yeah. He would like.
Yeah. He'd be like,
He'd
that's
probably be
encouraged
really
her
excited
to.
about it.
I mean,
Like,
let's
yeah,
not
get
forget
it.
that Elliot is married to a man as well.
yes.
Like,
It's also true.
Which
It's
when
also
are we
true.
going to see? Well, they've kind of the
Bring
fairies
him
have said the
back.
husband is busy in the other place.
yeah, and also he's probably on a different TV show.
Yes.
He
probably.
works.
There's also that.
And I
The
do.
much more practical.
So, village justice. Do we approve? I thought that was really smart, though, of like, I'm not going to kill the dude. I'm going to let you all do it.
Right.
When he throws the dagger of like, there you go.
I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Total retribution, fairness.
Well, also, you kept us here for 47 years away from other people where we lived in fear every other day, like just on your whims.
And leading, like, obviously your lies leading to people dying, leading to people's friends, family, loved ones dying.
I mean, he's killed people off like what, once a day?
Right, exactly. to
Like,
enforce
why
that
population
illusion.
curb control? Sheesh, that's like a bit much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Downfall of a dictator. It was nice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We have poor Alice when she joins the group. We have the exploding kitten.
Listen.
So this show,
I do not feel bad for Alice.
We've
Boy,
had
oh boy.
cancer puppy. We've had the rabbit get ripped open.
This is Jesus kitten.
And now we have the exploding kitten.
Listen. You can't. I'm a cat lover, okay? You can't kill a gray Maine Coon. You can't kill puppies in front of me either, or rabbits, even though rabbits taste good. But I'm just saying, like, killing a gray Maine Coon, man, a little baby one too, a little kitten.
5 months old.
And I knew it was gonna die.
Of course. What
Such a
show
cute
you
cat
watching?
too.
It's interesting that she needed such a young cat because they said 8 months and she was like too old.
Too old.
I
But
needed
5
something old.
months.
Well, they also gave her something as the alarm, and we thought it was. What did we think it was? Remember the vampire gave her
vampire
something.
dude.
But this cat seems to be.
I thought
the
he
alarm.
said you need an alarm.
I think that's what it was.
He was saying, like, whatever she had no
he
longer
didn't give her
worked.
anything. He was just showing her something on a phone.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, because we didn't get to see what it was.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Showed her
right,
the
right.
cat.
Baby
Yeah.
cat.
So she
Boom,
went
okay.
and got, and I guess because the cat's young, like, I don't know if you come from a Southern Baptist family, but I do. But apparently there's a belief in the Southern Baptist tradition that children could still feel spirits.
Mm-hmm.
And so by being young and still close to heaven, in a way, you could still feel it. So maybe that's why, kind of like a weird theory of like why
Sure.
it had to be a
Interesting.
kitten, because a kitten could notice more than an older cat.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Their
I'm just pulling
senses-
it out of my
Could be.
ass.
Well, or
Could
you
be
know, as
the
they get older,
purity of
their
youth.
senses get dulled, so then they can't tell
Yeah.
as much. And animals sense other things than
They
that
do.
humans do.
Your
It's
face.
fine.
It's basically a canary in the
the
mines.
mines,
In the coal
yeah.
mine.
What it with so much blood inside of that thing.
There's
There
so
was
much.
a lot.
That
Oh boy, was there so
a lot
much.
of blood for a tiny kitty.
R.I.P. Hester.
Also, I really enjoyed them trying to explain this to the cop right next to
Yeah.
them. Sorry, officer,
Oh, my.
our friend's cat was sick and exploded.
Yeah. Like
Like
they
they
do.
do.
Spontaneous combustion, spontaneous explosion.
As a police
Um,
officer, don't you feel obligated to be like,
Tell
you have
me
to
more,
collect
kids.
evidence
Yes.
or something?
I mean, I guess
This is
when
weird.
Does someone
it
have a
wasn't like
squeegee?
it wasn't like anyone murdered the cat.
No, they saw that it just.
It just
Yeah.
exploded.
Right.
And then, but I love how nobody noticed that a guy immediately followed the guy who got possessed by the
Yeah.
lamb.
That's
The
what I'm saying.
lamprey?
I saw him, and I'm like, where did we see him again? I'm like, oh yeah, he was following them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think he was at the orgy place too.
No, he was at the construction site
Well,
beforehand.
construction,
Yeah.
and then is it the?
He's at the hospital or wherever. Yeah, he's at the hospital when they're taking
I don't think I even
Miss
noticed him
Lipson
at the
away.
hospital.
There
But
we go. That's what
after
it
the
was.
cat
Yeah.
explodes, Alice runs away.
Yes.
And then you see a
He
guy
followed
in
him.
the
Yeah.
in that uniform following behind her. Which is
so-
weird that he didn't catch her.
Yeah. Well, she had enough of advance warning. Is the idea?
I guess.
This is a question for those of you who've read the book. Is it literally Exploding Kitten in the book? Because this is very interesting timing with the game Exploding Kittens. That I'm like, that's pretty cool if the book wrote it like that, and then it's cool if they updated it like that.
I was
So I'm
really
kinda
hoping
curious.
that it was just a reference in the show to Exploding Kittens.
I think both could work.
If Exploding Kittens makes a card for this, I will die with happiness. It's so great.
I think it's just parallel thinking. So many people thinking of killing cute little animals all at once.
Please stop.
You know.
Okay. I mean,
The
just
show's
like
out,
that,
guys.
guys.
Wait, have they only been doing about one person?
one a season. But
So it
if
seems
you
like-
need to, you can bring back Taylor Swift references. Just stop
I'm
killing
down for
animals.
that.
Yes.
I'm down
Like
for that.
I
Well, we did
personally
get-
can't stand a Taylor Swift reference, but if you think
I'm down.
that's what you need to do,
They can't
do it.
afford it. They were talking about how expensive
Kill
that was.
more animals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true, huh?
Yeah, but we did
Wait,
get
every time
Quinn
you mention
singing
Taylor
again.
Swift, you have to pay her? Is that what's happening? Why is it expensive to mention Taylor
Her
Swift?
music.
No, the songs, to use the song.
Ah.
Because
Yeah.
they mentioned at
That's
Comic Con
expensive.
that was so much to pay for that they're like, let's not do that.
It was still amazing.
This is probably
was
a dangerous
amazing,
precedent
though.
to set.
It was so good.
Right.
I mean, you can't even use her music like on a YouTube video. She'll come for you.
Yeah, Taylor's serious about it.
Speaking of coming for them, we got Quentin gets tracked down by the weird construction dude, and it's
Yeah.
passed off to him.
Possessed.
Well, after chapter 2 begins writing
Yes.
itself in
Yeah.
his
And
book.
it's moving his bag and everything. I was all excited. I'm like, did we get another flying book?
That's exactly where my mind went too.
I don't think it came after him because of chapter
oh
2
no,
starting.
I don't think
it
so.
just
Just followed him.
happened to be convenient.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, it was just coincidental timing. But the question is, what does that mean? How much does it control you? Like, can you fight it?
It sounds
Is
like it goes directly into your brain, judging
That's what it
by
seems
how
like.
it like
yeah.
went up his neck.
And then that visual for
so
next time it's
fast.
in the neck. Oh, it's so,
So
gross.
fast.
I don't like it.
Any other thoughts of anything we didn't cover before we get to predictions?
She is huge for a 2-month-old is also
Yes.
a great line.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the living metal.
Oh, that was adorable when they're sending her, like, scolding her and how much they enjoy doing that.
How much she enjoyed. Really feel like Elliot's like, this is so surreal, and I'm also on a quest.
Right.
Yeah.
And magic is. I feel like Elliot looks like he should be drunk and can't find a drop of liquor anywhere.
Yeah.
Like he looks
seen
so
him drink for a while.
exhausted
Yeah.
and just like this is a lot of pressure. But I love what Elliot has become. Like
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
he is by far and away, I think, some of the greatest evolution of characters on this show. Quentin is getting there. Not
Very
quite there
slowly.
yet for me. I need more Penny. This one
Yeah.
scene business
Yeah.
has got to stop. I need like 3-4 full arcs.
Yeah, it's weird
A full
that they
arc for
don't
Penny would be nice.
know how to use Penny.
He's always just sick or dying or angry and off somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I get Penny as a part, like a main player in the group, like front and center with his own
Functioning.
storyline?
With his
Right.
own magic.
Yes.
Not without hand problems, not.
Not with that super
Well, because
cancer.
Katie, as I
Yeah.
recall, wasn't really even in the book, and Penny's character was not as big of a character. So at least they made him a little bit bigger. But I agree that it's like he's such a cool character. And they're like, well, we're just gonna there's a little bit, and you're like, no, we
Right.
need more.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is ramping up to something big
Yeah.
this season.
So anything else? We ready for
You said the
predictions?
ship was cool. No, we're good. We're good. Yeah.
Predictions.
Yeah.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
I do not like Renji's prediction of a teacup pig exploding. That is not okay, Renji. No one asked for that.
An exploding teacup pig.
Teacup pigs are the cutest. Why would
It's the teacup
That's
pig.
exactly the point because it's so cute.
Oh,
Like
man.
first it was that
Well,
real
Cancer Puppy was so,
so
cute.
cute,
and yet I still
and that little rabbit was
It
so
was cute, yeah.
and
And
the
the
kid was so cute.
I love teacup pigs, guys.
One of my absolute favorite comedians and podcasters, Duncan Trussell, used to constantly do impressions of a tiny little teacup pig.
How do
on
you
his
do it?
show. It was just a very
how it makes
It was a
noise?
very bizarre voice. No, it was a very weird,
I was like, they
weird
make
comedian.
noises?
No,
Okay.
it was a whole character.
So you had an exciting prediction. You
I
wrote down.
did.
So
as we're
tell
talking
us.
about fairies and
Yes.
their folklore and babies. So fairies are very much known for stealing babies. Like that is kind of how they came into existence.
thing.
And in the literary world, is they were thought to steal and corrupt children.
And
only
women.
children could see them in some traditional stories. And one thing that they're super known for is changelings, which are basically like fairies. They implant. I don't know if they're like implanting them in human
they
bodies
still,
or.
because I listened to the Lore
The
podcast.
Lore, that episode.
Yeah.
And what they do is what the belief was is they would steal your children or members of your family and replace them basically
With like a copycat.
with like a copy. And so that was the changeling. And so that's why they would go and do like crazy crap. If you had like all of a sudden you felt like liberated as a woman, they'd be like, yeah, it's a changeling. I gotta
Right.
set your body on fire. Like, and if you live, then you're a changeling. And if you die, then you were a human.
And sorry, we killed you, but
That's-
we needed to know.
That's a very frustrating good episode of The Lore, which you can watch on
Yes.
Amazon.
Or
Watch
listen
that.
to on iTunes.
And for
I
people
highly
in LA,
recommend the listening.
they brought that episode to life in the Lore attraction that was done up in downtown LA. By Creep LA.
Awesome.
It's very cool stuff.
So it could be that we're dealing with a changeling here,
Possibly.
which would be
Yeah.
interesting.
But then where did she come from unless she did age differently?
Well, fairy time is also very
Okay.
different.
Yep.
Yeah.
So because to me there was something, and I could be misreading it, but honest in the Fairy Queen's like description of what was happening, like she to me seems the kind of all-knowing that would easily miss something small. You know what I mean? Like the kind of all-knowing that's
interesting.
like, yeah, no, I've covered all of my bases, so there's no possible way. What the hell was that?
She sees such a big picture that there's one little thing that
Sure.
she misses. I dig that.
Okay, going.
Probably the love of the child for the parents.
I was gonna say, going off of that, I would like to make the prediction that that child is their child, but is completely brainwashed because this is not the people she grew up with. But in being around them and experiencing love, as the way Fen put it, like this girl hasn't experienced love, she will flip and join their cause.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's like the only super one I had.
Anyone, did you ever?
Oh boy. God, y'all.
Chat room's agreeing with changeling
changeling.
thought. Cameron says a copycat baby or a piece of enchanted wood, according to legend. Interesting.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go small. I'm just gonna
Sure.
say that like we're gonna hear Bingle speak, and it's gonna be super, super, super like revelatory somehow, in like a fucking like Silent Bob kind of way.
Yes.
I don't know, something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
I think the Libra?
The lamprey.
Lamprey? A Libra. They're just as horrible.
You know,
Kidding.
Lamprey.
No,
shots fired. Don't get on Libras here on the Magician's After
My
Show.
heart.
sorry.
Okay,
I think the whatever that thing
Yeah.
is gonna get close to Alice through Quentin.
Yes.
And I don't know what it wants to do to her though. I don't know if it wants to infect her. And
Right.
That's true.
So
What does it
I'm really
want?
excited to see how that's going to go down. And then I think whatever magic they do on Penny's obviously going to go wrong because Penny has no luck when it comes to people trying to fix him with
Can't
magic.
catch a break.
That is true. Poor
Yeah.
guy. Like everything seems to go wrong. Any other predictions?
Okay.
Ooh, sounds like a maybe.
So, guys, I'm so sorry. Who's still in Fillory? Not Elliot.
Margot.
Names, they're great. Margot. I think Margot. We saw him a little bit in the preview. An eye for an eye. And
Yeah.
a tooth for a tooth.
Yeah.
If Margot
now.
takes that bitch's eye, I'm gonna be thrilled. It's all I
Not
wanted.
tooth for tooth, teeth,
Teeth for teeth. There you go.
Not just
Multiple.
one. Oh boy.
Multiple. She's all alone in that castle with this
Yeah.
evil bitch. I really want to see her face her one-on-one.
see it.
I don't know how it will
Yes.
work, but it would be great if Margot could, give her eye for an eye.
By the end of this season, we are going to see her snatch her proverbial wig, as they say.
Yes.
And that's going to be a good moment.
Snaps.
And I think they'll get magic back somehow, and that's how she'll be able to get her eye back. But the question is, like, I know she misses it, but I wonder how much she enjoys rocking the eye patch. So she'll be like, okay, wait, never mind. Now I want it back.
I'm sure as an actor that must be incredibly annoying because
be.
on set you can't see nothing.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if they're trying to talk to you and you're like, shut up.
I was just thinking for makeup, though, they only have to make up one eye.
I guess.
In terms of,
Small
like,
victories.
like her pretty makeup.
Right.
Anyway, yes, brought up the eye for an eye. All right, that about does it for this episode of The Magicians, episode 2, Heroes and Morons. Thank you so much for watching. Where can everybody find your lovely selves?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Adrian Snow. You can also catch me on the unproduced table read on Popcorn Talk on Friday mornings.
Nice. I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique, every week at blackgirlnerds.com. This Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I believe. You can catch me on Collider's Movie Talk. If you want to catch my reviews for either The Shy or 12 Soldiers, 12 Strong. I always call it 12 Strong. You can check those out on blackgirlnerds.com. And then, of course, join me and Kari every Monday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here at AfterBuzz as we review Animation Weekly.
There you go. Guys, my name is Ty Matthews. You can find me on all forms of social media at Ty Matthews PMA. For once, this is like the only show that I've got going on right now. So if you want to see me, go check out Championship Wrestling from Hollywood on Saturdays at 4 o'clock. Check your local listings. All that good stuff.
My list is a little long. Sunday, Box Office Breakdown, where we talk about what movies came out over the weekend. Mondays, Animation Weekly with this lovely lady over there.
Hey.
Marvel TV News. Tuesday is horror movie news. Wednesday is Vikings. And then this awesome show, which our man in the sky does as well, too.
Shout out to Steve!
And then I actually won't be here next week because I'm going to be at Sundance. So I'm going to miss all of you, and we'll see you the week after. But tune in next week because you're going to have all these awesome people to cover the next episode, episode 3. Again, thank you so much for watching.
And where can everyone find you?
Nailed it.
Yeah, derp. Where can you find me? Because then you can see my posts about my trip. It's going to be at Kari D. Lane. That's Karidlane. Okay. All right, thanks for watching, everybody.
Good night.
See ya.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.